Hey, everybody, welcome back to J.P.'s World of Wrestling. I am your man, J.P., and it is a glorious Saturday afternoon. I just got off my second job, but that job doesn't take very long, and I'm here by myself. I actually got to sleep in today. I haven't been able to do that in a while, and so I just thought I'd get on here and talk to you guys, and let's talk a little wrestling. So the subject of today's video is Hulk Hogan's rock and wrestling cartoon. And the reason I bring that up is because WWE Vault has begun showing full episodes of Hulk Hogan's rock and wrestling cartoon. Now, this is a cartoon that I used to watch when I was a kid. In fact, it was my initial introduction into the world of professional wrestling. Now, it wasn't like, obviously they didn't really have matches on there, so that wasn't the first wrestling match that I saw, but it was around that time frame. And because of the cartoon, I knew exactly what the actual wrestling was when I saw it. So, now this cartoon, after going back and watching it now, I've been enjoying watching it. But, like every 80s cartoon should be, it's really kind of absurd. Like some of the episodes are just ridiculous. It's basically Hulk Hogan and his gang of good guy wrestlers, which include guys like Tito Santana, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, Andre the Giant, Captain Lou Albano, and Hillbilly Jim. And they go around town and they do things like they fight crime and stuff, and I don't know. They get into these absurd scenarios where, and Hulk Hogan's, he's got his Hulkmobile and he's driving around in his wrestling gear with his belt on all the time, and it was just a fun cartoon, kind of silly, but that's it's an 80s cartoon. What do you expect? And then there was all the bad wrestlers, the bad heel wrestlers. And I used to think that those guys would sort of commit crimes, and then Hulk Hogan's team would stop it. But no, they didn't really commit crimes. They got into mischief, and they did a lot of like heel wrestler shenanigans, but they never really committed crimes per se. Now, Hulk Hogan and his team of wrestlers, they would, sort of fight actual criminals, but, it wasn't, Roddy Piper and it was actually Roddy Piper, Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, the Fabulous Moolah, Big John Studd, and on Hulk Hogan's team, also Wendy Richter. Each team had to have like one lady wrestler. And once in a while, Bobby the Brain Heenan would be on there, Mr. Fuji was on there, part of the bad guys team. But once in a while, Bobby the Brain Heenan would be on there, and Mean Gene Okerlund would show up in the most absurd places to interview Hulk Hogan or whoever was in that particular situation. Like, I remember a specific episode that I just watched recently where Hulk Hogan had driven off the road and he ended up in this pond. So he's sort of waist deep in this pond, and all of a sudden Mean Gene pops up out of this pond and starts interviewing him. Like, so I'll tell you tell us what you think about this, Hulk Hogan. And so Hogan just slowly kind of pushed him back down into the water. But it was just a silly cartoon, but I love it. I love watching it. I love being taken back to when I was a kid, and I love it. Now, Hulk Hogan obviously did not do his own voice for the cartoon. It was actually done by Brad Garrett. And for those of you who don't know who Brad Garrett is, he's the guy that played Robert on Everybody Loves Raymond. So, and so, there was a bunch of voice actors that did all the wrestlers, and it's a cartoon that probably couldn't be made today just because there was a lot of stereotypical things that guys would do because they hail from a certain country. Like one time that Junkyard Dog and Tito Santana were fishing with a bunch of Boy Scouts, And Tito Santana started using tacos as bait. You know, it's like, come on. It's just ridiculous. It's silly. I mean, I'm not offended or anything. It's just, that's just silly. But anyway, but yeah, Hulk Hogan's rockin' wrestling cartoon. I love it. I'm happy that the WWE has put that cartoon on their Vault YouTube channel. But speaking of WWE Vault, I've recently come to learn that what I thought was going to happen was all of the old classic content from Peacock would be moved over to YouTube on their Vault channel, but that's not the case, actually. I've come to learn that Peacock and WWE have come to an arrangement where the old classic content will remain on Peacock, and then all of the special premium live events would be on ESPN, Raw would be on Netflix, and SmackDown would be on USA, and NXT, I think, would be on, I think, Roku or CW or one of these channels like that. It would be like one of the free ones. But I just, at this point, I gotta say, I'm kind of frustrated with WWE. You know, they've like all their shows are spread out among like half a dozen streaming platforms. And so, in order to watch all the new stuff, I have to fork out like a total of like $50, $60 a month. Nah. You know, for the current premium live events alone, you're paying $30 for ESPN, unless you have a VPN, which I don't have. And then, or you could bundle it together with Hulu and Disney for $30 a month, but then you have to watch ads. It's just, plus you got Netflix has Raw and USA has SmackDown. It's just like, it's too much. So I think, you know, they've priced out fans like myself, long-time WWE fans that used to watch the product faithfully every week. And now, you know, what's good for the wrestlers is not necessarily good for the fans. So, and to go see a live WWE event nowadays, it's just a ridiculous amount of money that I'm not going to pay. So, I'm probably actually going to switch to TN or NWA on Roku because it's free. NWA Power is free on Roku. Plus, MLW is free on YouTube, as well as Championship Wrestling from not only LA but Memphis is also free on YouTube. Plus, Mid-States Wrestling from right here in Missouri is free on YouTube. So, you know, and also, and a lot of you can pretty much type in any independent wrestling promotion from any state, and you can find it on YouTube probably. So, I'm probably gonna just stick to that and the classic content on Peacock because I just can't put the time and energy and money that it takes for all these different apps if I want to enjoy all of the current WWE product. And quite frankly, their product right now is just not that good. It's just not worth my time and my effort. So that's my take on that. So anyway, Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling on WWE Vault. I recommend you check it out. Even though it's silly, it's absurd, but it's great. It's just great. I love it. So anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. I thank you very much for sticking with me. Thank you very much for all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, all my old subscribers. Those have been there with me from the beginning, those that just joined. I thank you all for watching. So anyway, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.